All right, so we created essentially a regular sphere here and a emissive ball, which is working as a light, and then we have a chrome ball that we created, and then we have a cylinder that we created, which is kind of like a glass with some refractive qualities or bending qualities. Um, so let's take a look at something called decals, which are used a lot in games for graffiti or blood or whatever, and that's a way of projecting a texture onto a surface and then it follows the surface and it helps to add variety. So let's clean up our materials a little bit. So inside of this materials folder, I'm going to right click. I'm going to create another new folder in here and just call it MI for material instances. Then I'm going to drag each one of these and just click on move here, all my material instances. And then that way I have my master material here. And I'm going to right click in here and I'm going to create a new material and I'm just going to call this M underscore decal. And let's go ahead and open up this material. And I'm going to dock this at the top and just close out these other two just so for cleanliness. And one of the things we want to do here is under material, you have the surface property here. You can see there's deferred decal here. We're going to go ahead and select that. And then for the opaque quality here, we want to do translucent. And so the reason for that is if you look, you can see now we have opacity, we have ambient occlusion, we've got base color, metallic. This is going to give us all the properties we need in order to project a material. Right, so let's go ahead and just kind of drag this out actually for a second. Now, if we want to create this or use this decal in our scene, we can actually just grab this and drag it into our scene. And you'll see, oh, actually looks like it applied it to the floor. Um, let's go ahead and add some stuff. And I think that'll, let's see. Let's right click in here, or actually let's just press hold 3 down and then make a new color property and drop that on here and then just save that. And we'll make this color a pink here. And let's save that. And let's see if that lets us, yeah, there we go. So now that we have a color parameter here, you can see that we have a color decal here. And if I hit R, I can scale this up. And what this is doing is it's creating a decal, and anything that's within that parameter, like that spacing, it's just going to draw this square on top. So if we go in here and we add a basic, let's see, or sorry, a shape, we add a cube, and I start to bring this cube in, let's see, down here, and you can see that that decal is really drawing on top of that. Now, if this doesn't really make sense, like I said, this represents like a image or something. Let's see what let's see if we have. I think we have some images inside of our. Let's see, first person maps. This is our maps. Let's see if we can get some textures. See if we have any textures inside of here. So we got this character texture of Manny. That's the one of the main characters when you press to play. And what I can do is I can actually use this as a decal. Actually, you know what? Give me a second. I'm going to download from the internet oh, here we go, some brick walls. Let's see. Let's do all here. Trying to see if there's anything cool like graffiti or something. Well, here, I'll just grab this fire for a second. I'm going to drop this in the scene. And now we have a texture sample, which is that image. And if I grab this and I just drop this in here instead of my base color and I hit save, you could see that that drawing or that fire image now is projected in our scene. And that's essentially what a decal is. And now it's like kind of drawing across the surface. So if you have a PNG image with some transparency of like graffiti or something, you can use it for that. And there's different ways of kind of adjusting this, just like we did before. So like if I hold the number 1 down and I click, I can adjust the opacity of that. Let's say 0.5. And I hit save. You can see that image is 50% transparent. And it's just a really nice way of drawing on top of a surface. I can adjust the same thing. We can make it look shiny, like metallic or roughness. If I press 1, say it's like a paint, like I kept talking about graffiti here. We can go in here and adjust the metallic and the roughness, and it might be easier. Sometimes with metallic, I'll also kind of like give the specular value the same effect here. So let's kind of give ourselves a little bit more space. So let's make this 1, and let's save that so we can really see it. And let's adjust. Oops, it looks like 0.1. There we go. Sorry, I missed that. And then for the metallic and roughness, I'm going to kind of rotate this because remember, it only appears on a surface, and this is our sky, and this ground is supposed to represent a surface here. So as we adjust these values for specular and stuff, you can see maybe that's too dark of an image. Let's see if we adjust this. Let's make this a 1. And let's make this one 1. And let's check this value to 0. You can see we get some reflection on top of that fire. So if we save it, you'll also see that our decal is sort of reflecting the environment too in the lighter areas, in the white area. So just wanted to show you this. It's kind of cool, this decal thing, and it's a nice way of breaking up environments. And let me go ahead and see if I could just Google really quick, like graffiti PNG, and I'll show you how to just kind of drag this in. So what I'm going to do is in my materials folder here that we created, I'm going to click to close that out. I'm going to right click, and I'm going to make a new folder called texture. And these are just going to be my textures. All right, so inside of Bing, I know some of you are like, why are you using Bing? But I just use Microsoft Edge. It's cleaner. And here's this first image. It says download graffiti transparent. I'm just going to right click on this image and do save image as. All right, so what we see here is we see PNG image as right off the bat, and that's what we want. We want it to have that in there. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the save button. All right, so I made this textures folder earlier, and I'm going to go inside of there, and then I'm just going to access this videos file, and I'm going to drag it in there. Now you'll notice that it has some black around it, but when I double click on it, it has this checker marked area indicating that that area is transparent. And what I can do now is in our material, which looks like it closed, is I'm going to open up MDecal here, go into my textures folder and just drag this in. And then I'm going to select this texture sample here and delete it. And then grab this texture sample here. And I'm going to use the RGB for the color, but this A here stands for alpha. So I'm going to hold Alt and click and get rid of that opacity. And really, I could just delete that altogether. And I'm going to use the A or alpha channel from the opacity there. And now when I hit apply and save, you can see we get our image here. And it's a little bit metallic because, you know, we set that up. But again, what's cool about this is if I select this, this decal, click on that, it goes across multiple surfaces, which is really nice. It's kind of like somebody had spray painted this, you know, like if we make this a building, let's really scale this up and move it off to the side. Now it's just kind of the way the image is set across the surface. So we can actually rotate this and rotate it this way. Actually, we probably should do a better job of just sort of typing in these rotation values. So let's see if we go all the way to the top. I believe this would be 90, this would be 0, and then this would be 90. Or this would be 0. Yeah, there we go. And I'm going to hit W and just kind of move this up. You can see now we have this reflective paint that they used. And actually it looks like, let's see, this is 2. What if we made this -2? No, it looks like it's still 1. Let's just, let's see, we rotate this one. No, we want this to be 90. Or 0 rather. We want this one to be 180? No. Sorry, I'm kind of really botching this up. Let's do 90 here. There we go, 180 on the, because the axes all got flipped. But there we go, now we have Dale. I can hold the Alt key down and copy this again. And Dale is really good at you know, let's kind of move this out a little bit. Dale's really good at drawing the same tag 100 times. So anyway, it's kind of a cool way of looking at it. Again, in the materials here, now we have this MDecal. We would probably name it graffiti or create a material instance of this if we're going to have many of them. And that's it. That's for creating decals.